fair. I don't know. I didn't really have anything else. What is this?
I don't know. You're the one who did it.
I don't know, Doc. I don't know.
You're like holding something out in front of you.
Could be.
Holding the audience.
Hey,
They can't hear that. There you go.
Hello, and welcome to Two Beards Podcast. We're going to be drinking some beer today. Is that right?
Yes, Nicholas.
That's good, because that's what we do on this podcast. We drink beer.
You didn't introduce yourself.
We drink beer. We don't do that every time.
Follow the script, bro.
We don't do that every time. Hey guys, and welcome to Two Beards Podcast. I'm Nick, and this is Levi. And today on a beer podcast, we're going to be drinking beer.
Weird.
Crazy.
How that works.
It is crazy. So, Levi, what are we drinking today?
Today, we are playing a little game of what's in Levi's fridge.
Whoa! If there's more people in there, they'd be clapping. But
Introducing first, Hazy Little Thing, Sierra Nevada. Second on the roster,
I think these are the contestants, yeah.
Elysian's The Men's Room Original Red.
Boo.
Say
Mixed
boo?
reviews. Yeah, mixed reviews.
Okay. The Right Hand Path Standard Brewing Ale aged on grapes. Yeah, you should stop.
I don't know. I can't stop at this point.
Irish Death.
No.
One clap. You get one clap. Rogue Chocolate Stout.
I'm excited. I'm interested.
Previously opened Anderson Valley Bourbon Barrel Stout.
I had a couple glasses and I put it in the fridge and forgot it.
Yeah. So,
Love that for
what's
us.
in Levi's fridge?
To be fair, it is on there pretty good. I think cold and things, science. We'll see. Probably flat.
2 of them are from you. 1 of them is from a mutual friend, and 3 are from a previous neighbor that no longer lives right over there.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's it. That's the podcast.
Hope you enjoyed today's episode.
What do we start with?
Well, it can't be hazy. It can't be hazy.
See, I'm thinking we start with the Right Hand Path Standard Brewing Ale aged on grapes.
Really? Really? Okay.
You want to go dark to light?
I just think that's going to be the best of everything else we've got going here.
That's fair. You want to end on a good note?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking Irish Death first.
Okay. Get it over with?
Get it over with.
Sure. I'll follow.
Yeah. I don't know. We've had a couple of these beers before, I'm assuming.
Yeah. We're not planning on drinking all of these.
No.
Most of them will probably get poured out, if we're being honest.
Yeah. And honestly, I had a fair pour, I think. It's a fair pour. Not trying to fill her up or anything. Not on the first beer. So
it's just all of these. Well, not all of them. A lot of these, 3 of them, have been in my fridge forever.
They're all from Rogue, right?
No.
Oh, the one's Elysian.
The Irish Death is Iron Horse Brewery.
Oh, really? I thought that was Rogue for some reason.
The label says July 30th. It's either an 18 or a 19.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So
it's been aging in your fridge as we speak.
Correct.
I like to believe that he fucking hated these beers and someone gave them to him. That's what I like to think.
You would think.
Yeah.
But I mowed his lawn, so it's like re-gifting for mowing a lawn.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So he's like, wow, he did that. But
I'm not
I
going
don't
to
give a shit about. Yeah, I'm not going to get my good beer. I don't really give a shit about my lawn. But I also want to say thank you. So take this beer I don't like. Still beer. Okay. Very thin and very sweet.
Yeah. Coffee, chocolate.
pretty much what you expect from something like this. I don't know.
It's not as creamy as I was going to think it was.
Yeah, I don't know if smooth. It says dark smooth ale. Yeah. I don't know if I would. Like, I get what they mean, but I've had some smooth beers, and this
doesn't have like a thick texture to it. It's not milky.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking of. Like a nice milky, creamy, smooth beer.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's not that at all.
It's not.
I don't know if it's like from the coffee flavor, but it has a bit of like a little bit of bitterness to it too.
Yeah.
Could be hops. I don't know. Nothing I want to drink a whole fucking bottle of. You're having a bad time, huh? It's pretty sweet, guys. It's pretty sweet. If you like dessert, this is for you.
This is 25 ounces, right? I think it says a pint and 6. Yeah.
I would drink this.
22 ounces.
I would drink this in the Commons back at our old school. That's the only time I would drink this because it's like beer wasn't allowed on campus. And if someone had this and I was trying to like stay up late and just play video games, I'd be like, fucking give it me. I would drink it.
I don't know that I would ever drink this.
That does make sense to me. Unless you were really drunk. And even then, you'd still probably refuse.
Just.
Yes, it's not good. It's not good. What we got next?
Let's just get this boy over with. Your already opened bourbon barrel stout.
Oh God, yeah.
It'll pour well into this. And fuck. Having a good time.
I don't know if it's from me pouring or if there's actually still some bubbles in here. I think there's actually bubbles. Oh wow, this is a Levi might barf today, guys. He actually might puke. Is this safe to drink? Oh God.
I poured myself quite a bit less.
I hope you did, yeah, because
you're not positive on this one.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let's go. Worst to best.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick this right here.
Yep.
First.
Yeah.
I haven't tried this yet, but yeah. I'm feeling this one's gonna move up a little bit.
You're correct. I don't know. Live your life. Take a sip. Give it a go.
I don't want to. I don't.
Would you like me to tell you some flavors first?
No.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
It's very woody. It's even sweeter. It's chocolatey. And it's a sweet boy. And it's got no carb left. I thought I had a little bit. It's got none. It's gone.
I think I might prefer this one.
What?
It is sweeter. Because it's like milk chocolate, and this was dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And it might be because it was already open. The flavors are muted, so I'm like, and it might be they're muted because of the creaminess as well, because they're a little thicker.
That could be.
So it's not as like
the texture's eating a lot of the flavor.
Like this one had like a lot of sharp flavors that was just like overwhelming. This one, I don't like the flavors. But it's not overwhelming.
They're more tolerable.
Yes.
That's fair.
So, it's like,
I don't know if I agree with you. I think we're going to have to put them on top of each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Go on.
They're even enough.
Go on. Put it on top?
No.
Okay. Like, I could be swayed, but at the same time, I'm not sure. I think the fact that the other one had some bitterness I was like, yeah, I could, like, if I had to, I could do this personally. I got a lot of bad flavor in my mouth right now, though. For the record, I'm assuming once we finish the next one, we'll take a swig of this, and then we'll have these two, and then we'll finish this off. You know what I mean? Kind of cleanse your palate in the middle to kind of reset a little bit.
I don't think I want to yet. I think we want to just push
Power
through.
through all of it.
Yeah.
Just like trudge on to the bitter end,
Yeah.
and then you have sweet relief.
Well, it's kind of the opposite. It's like trudge through the sweet to the bitter end.
Yeah. See what you did there.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Better,
bottoms-
better.
Yeah. Ooh, drinking it a lot really fast has a lot more of a chocolatey flavor.
It tastes like a chocolate milkshake.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I actually agree with you now.
Okay.
At least drinking it that way. All right. We're going red. We're going grapes.
We're going
chocolate.
Chocolate.
Okay. I don't fucking trust myself anymore. I don't. Plus, these have been sitting in your fridge for 12 years, so.
True.
Okay.
So this is the Rogue Chocolate Stout.
That is pure milk chocolate smell.
It's highest on the chocolate and bitter end,
Okay.
and then an even amount of roast, malt, and sweet.
It smells kind of spicy.
You can pair it with aged cheddar, pot roast, or vanilla ice cream.
Yes. Actually, pot roast, like if you're into this sort of thing, I feel like pot roast would be terrible.
69 IBUs.
Nice. The perfect amount. ¿Qué pasa? I kind of get like a little spice smell in there.
It's the aged cheddar, dude.
Yeah, there's aged cheddar in this beer. Kind of like a Mexican chocolate kind of a smell.
Deep, dark, viscous, and bursting with chocolate. This
little woody, little amber.
This legendary stout will satisfy your daily chocolate craving. Chocolate stout is ebony in color,
Tootsie Roll.
pours with rich, creamy head, and has a robust, earthy body. It gives way to a rich chocolate truffle finish.
I had to tell you, the smells
Enjoy.
are nice. Like,
I hear you having a good time.
yeah,
with
no,
this
I'm getting in there. Yeah, no, it's nice. You just gotta keep going. Like, you get one sniff, you're like, oh, that's it, and then you go back for some more. You know, you go, I'm a little thirsty still. You know, I just went to the watering hole. I'm a little thirsty. It's still pretty hot out here, and it's not bad. It doesn't disappoint. I don't think. I think it's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. You say, oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. But then dive deep.
I don't want to go any farther.
Dive deep.
I dove too deep for me already.
It's got like a nice woody smell in there. It's nice.
You know when you dive really deep into a pool and your nose starts to hurt from the pressure? I have a painful nose right now.
No, I don't know what you mean at all. Like even a little bit. Like I've never experienced that in my life. Is that a thing?
It's like, yeah, it's just like
Okay.
pressure, you know?
Yo, do you swim weird?
Maybe.
Okay. I've just never had that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe you don't go down deep enough.
I thought I did. How deep are you talking?
I don't know.
You're talking about a pool, right? So it's going to be so deep. I've been to deep pools.
Deep pools get pretty deep sometimes.
I've been like 12, 15 feet.
Okay.
It's pretty deep.
I don't know.
It's pretty deep. I touched the bottom. I made sure of that every time. Whoa. Very Tootsie Roll on the bitter side of it. Tell me the foamy bitterness isn't Tootsie Roll. Isn't that weird? That's a Tootsie Roll wrapped in hops, is what that is.
I feel like I drank some bark.
Told you it was woody. Fucking told you.
Yeah. There's some bark in there.
There's some bark in there.
Like cherry wood bark.
They
You know what I
crushed someone crushed up some cherrywood bark.
Yeah.
They mixed it in with some hops,
Okay.
and then they rolled a Tootsie Roll over that. And you took a bite of that.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Pretty much.
And not a lot of hops. But
No,
there's
yeah.
some.
Yeah. They mixed some in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you putting this?
Let me give it a go. I'm gonna go again. Personally, I know you disagree. I know you think it's better than the dead guy. No, actually, no. I think you might think it's the worst. I think you might think this is the worst. You're either in the middle or at the end. I know you don't think this is the best of the three so far.
I really don't.
Here, let me give it a go. I think you think this is the worst.
I might think it's the worst.
Yeah.
This is a sweet boy.
Really? I am not getting sweet.
Oh,
I'm getting
this is sweet.
I'm getting just like earthy chocolate.
No, there's definitely that, and I wish
you tasted what I'm tasting.
Yeah.
Mm.
I go straight to earthy bark, chocolate, and some more chocolate. And then maybe like a little marshmallow.
Mm.
Yeah, I get some marshmallow in there. Oh, yeah. A chocolate marshmallow is what this beer is. 100.
Yeah. Yeah, I see some marshmallow.
I'm drinking Count Chocula.
Best cereal out there. At me.
False.
No. Best cereal out there.
Better than honeycomb?
Sounds like we need to have our cereal off.
Corn Pops?
Yeah. I don't know what your weird obsession with fucking corn pops is.
They're
bro.
delicious.
No, they're fine. It's like,
delicious.
It's like plain
Top
it's like,
tier.
It's like plain Cheerios.
Top
It's like,
tier.
yeah, they're good. They're Cheerios. It's fine. But
Top
it's like,
tier.
I would rather have like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Top tier.
Ah, dog. Like weird puffy balls. I don't need it.
Top tier. Ugh.
I don't know. Where do you think? Where do you think it goes in the lineup? Is it the worst? You think it's the worst? You like the Irish Death over this? I mean, that's fine because I think then we could just agree that it's in the middle.
I think that I probably like them the same. I think this one is the better beer. And if I had to drink more of one of these, or if I had to drink more of one of these two, I think I would do this one.
Really? All right, let's put it in the middle.
I don't like it though.
Yeah.
I want to make that very clear.
I don't.
But it's the one saving grace is it's not as sweet as the Irish.
I think
Death.
everyone's aware that you're not going to like any of these. Even the hazy, you're going to be like, I
don't like the hazy.
I don't love it. It's fine.
I'm excited about this grape boy.
Yeah, I kind of am too, right? I saw that. I was
I'm gonna fuck with that.
Yeah. I'll give that a go.
They're not what you think. If you haven't had that style of ale before, they're kind of weird because it's like,
what's it called? I literally like read it at the store once. I was like, yes, I'm bringing that.
It's Right Hand Path Standard Brewing Ale aged on grapes. Yeah.
Aged.
Yep. Yes, on.
Not in. On. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool.
Cool.
Here we go. Doing the red next?
Yeah. Hit me with the redneck.
Here we go. Fuck it. I'm just...
Redneck.
You know, this one actually, I poured a lot.
That's
I made a commitment on accident.
I'm also going to do the same just to wash out some of this stout that I have.
I think that's what I was maybe
on the sides here,
subconsciously going for.
This is our palate.
You could have cheated. You poured hard, and so it's like,
yeah, I know.
Okay, that was purposeful, huh? All right. Well, all right, here we go.
Again, it was to wash it out. There was no other reason for that.
All right, that's already at the front.
Yeah, I don't. 100%.
I don't love it.
I haven't even had it yet. It's at the front.
You just by looking at it,
at the front.
It is not great. It's like an IPA with a little bit of shit mixed in.
Well, the shit, honestly, is probably the 3 prior beers.
Could be. Could be.
Like, it still tastes chocolate.
I'll swig the bottle. Yeah, I'll swig the bottle. Let me see. It's prior beers. Yeah,
Like, not bad.
No, give it a go. It's
like, not bad.
No, it's not bad. Hear me out. Actually, finish your beer first, so you can like not have to go back and forth.
Cleanse a little bit,
and then give it a swig.
Okay.
Because it's not bad actually.
Again, it looks like I would enjoy this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's probably not like my favorite beer in the world, but like,
yeah, right.
I'd drink it.
Totally. Kind of like who is it? Ninkasi's, right? They're red. It was like, I don't really love this at all, but at the same time, it is much better than I always think it's going to be. So, I think I dislike reds more now than I did when I first had them. Because when I first had them, I had a very like positive outlook going into it. And I'm like, oh, wow, this is interesting. Like an IPA. Okay, this is going to be good. I'm going to try this. And it is terrible if you just think it's going to be an IPA. Going into it now, I'm thinking I fucking hate reds. And then I try it, and I'm like, this is not terrible.
So you like it more now?
Yeah.
Because
I said I dislike. Oh, yeah.
You reversed.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't hate it as much now. I don't hate reds as much now as when I first tried them.
I mean, it's all part of the beer journey that you're on.
Yeah.
Everyone's in a beer journey.
Yeah.
That's my philosophy on it. And like, you exist somewhere on the spectrum, and where you end up will probably more than likely be different than where you started. To me, I always think you start on the spectrum of stouts or like light lagers, like a Coors Light, Bud Light kind of thing, or Guinness. Like you're either one or the other, and then you get introduced to something that's different, and maybe like your introduction from Coors Light is to Guinness, even, and you're like, wow, I never knew beer could be sweet. I enjoy that.
Right. Yeah.
And I think of red or amber ales in that same category, where it's like you can move from like a light lager to a sweeter but hoppier alternative like a red or an amber, and not be like you could. It's a lot easier. This is an easier step than like the total domination, which is just like bitter hot.
I have a theory that. And I just came up with this. I just had this thought, and I was like, oh, kind of. Amber ales are to pale ales what reds are. Mike didn't pick that up, but my stomach just growled real loud. Ambers are to pale ales is what reds are to IPAs. I know they're only like red ales or red IPAs, whatever people call them differently, but that's where I sit with that.
And to me, the reverse is like the reverse of that relationships is porters to stouts.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, 100%. 100%. And man, yeah, there's some damn good porters out there personally, or brown ales too. Ooh, yeah. Brown ales like the IPA of it all. And then you got like that porter that's in between, more of a pale ale like, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of just defeats what you were just saying, but whatever. Brown ales is its own thing.
Ultimately, to me, a red is a transition beer, not a beer that you home on.
I agree. I 100% agree with that.
I think porters are that way too, even though people love their porters.
Really, you think?
I think people love their porters, which is
weird. No. I was saying you think it's more of a transition.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you end up on porters. Like, I think porters are like something you enjoy having, but I don't think you.
I think you can get stuck on porters because you don't want to make the full commitment to stouts,
or vice versa,
or vice versa. Yeah. So I think porters are interesting, right? Like I don't think porters are like an amber ale. Amber ale, you're not getting stuck on. Amber ale, you're not landing on. Ambers are very much like an in between weird medium beer where it's like, oh, that's cool, that's interesting, that's not bad. Like I kind of like that, but like
maybe porters just have more stickiness than ambers, but they're not. Like I know a lot of people who love their porters, and it's always like weird to me listening to how they describe it, because they're always like their favorite things are more like a stout, or their favorite things are more like an IPA, but they don't drink either.
Well, because because
you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because it's a middle ground, right? It's like porters and brown ales, I think, are very similar in a lot of regards, and
yeah.
I think they're middle ground between IPAs and stouts because IPAs are far too bitter and stouts are far too sweet typically. And so that porter, that brown ale gives you a nice mixture of both, right? Where it's like, yeah, it has sweeter aspects to it, but like it still has a good bitter backbone, and it's not a harsh contrast, right? It's not like that chocolate stout right there, where it's a very harsh contrast between sweet and then this weird like barky chocolatey bitterness. It's like a very harsh contrast, which makes it not a great beer. It's like it's got like, honestly, I don't know what they were going for there. They say chocolate, but it's like, then why do you have all these weird ass flavors going on if you're trying to go for chocolate stout?
If you're expecting like a chocolate milkshake,
don't get that. No, absolutely not. It's far too earthy and like bitter, honestly, compared to what you are gonna want.
At least this aged version of it.
Right. Yeah, whatever. I don't think it's going to differ that much, personally.
Who knows?
But so porters and brown ales, I feel like mix and blend really well. And I can't say the word blend ever again without like cracking half a smile. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. It's a weird beer, right? Where you can get stuck on. I think I agree with you. You don't land there, but I could see you getting stuck there.
Okay.
So that's my opinion on that. Elongated opinion. Speaking of
elongated
opinions, my brother has some of those, and this is just like a quick little thing.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. Yeah, he just today we had a conversation about like COVID, and so we were watching Rooster Teeth podcast, and I was like, dude, Gavin's hair. Jesus Christ.
He's growing it out.
Yeah. I mean, unintentionally, right? Like, it kind of started like, oh, I forgot to get it. Like, I forgot to get it cut before COVID. Oops. And now, I'm like, just go get your hair cut, man. Like, I think it's become a political statement at this point more than anything. And that's what I'm disliking about Rooster Teeth is like, they are just really pushing these far left opinions that I'm like, I don't have a problem with you having a political opinion that disagrees with me, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I'm the one watching their podcast, so it's my fucking fault, really.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know because I don't watch the podcast.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to talk about the haircut thing, I'm like,
it just seems like more of a statement to like, I'm not getting a haircut. It's like, fucking get a haircut.
I mean, even now, right? Like the CDC recently released some stats that showed like the vast majority didn't die without pre-existing conditions. It was like 96% had pre-existing conditions of deaths.
That's the thing too. That was kind of the main point I was going to get at with my brother. The conversation I had today, I was like, you know that a lot of these hospitals get money for saying that their patients died because of COVID. They get money from the government because of that. And and I'm like, yeah. I'm like, even if they like died from a heart attack and they had COVID, they're going to say you died from COVID because they're going to get money from that.
Well, I think that's probably somewhat true. I don't think that's
someone who works in the health department that even also agrees
sure
with that. And she's someone to not agree with that kind of stuff if it's flaky.
I'm just saying, like, I do think there is that incentive. I'm not denying that incentive isn't there. I guess what I'm saying is that I also think that the data isn't directly manipulated by money, in the sense that you could just be reporting deaths with COVID and not from COVID, because you're paranoid about COVID.
Could,
right? So like
could
you don't have any malintention.
Yeah, there's no
you're
malicious.
not like, oh, I'm gonna get money, or oh, I'm trying to skew the data. You're just like, you're doing your job, and you're like, this person had COVID.
And I want,
the world's on fire.
Yeah.
So
I want people
like,
to be more careful.
Like clearly, like COVID's dangerous, and it's like, well, they also, like from our perspective, we're like, well, they also had lung cancer. So I mean,
well,
horrible that they died, and horrible that like COVID was a part of that, but
maybe
it doesn't mean that like you should change your life because of that data point. And
exactly.
I think the more,
I'm not trying to call the doctors too. I want to be clear there. Like, I'm not saying the doctors and nurses are saying, oh, this person died from COVID. No, I'm talking about the people who own the hospitals, because they're the ones literally running a business. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so they would be the ones to ultimately report on this kind of stuff, or if any manipulation happens. You could be right where they want to.
Well, I don't think it's a question of right or wrong. I think it's how much of the data is affected. Like, yeah, I just don't think that there's a true answer. And like, I think there's also like, this is something I talk about all the time, where it's like, we've probably talked about it on the podcast, where it's like, when you're a kid, you think your teachers are like these amazing grown-ups and saints and whatever. And like, now we're adults and we have friends that are teachers, and guess what? Like, they're doing drugs, getting drunk on the weekend, right? Like, and they're teaching your kids the next day. And like, you see these fucking weirdos that are teaching your kids on Twitter that are posting all this crazy shit. And you're like, guess what? No one's an expert.
No, on anything.
Or like a perfect human being or anything. Like, there's like people I know that I really respect in our job that are like very smart, intelligent people, know way more than me in our field. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, you're being a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And like, it's not like, I'm not trying to be offensive about it. What I'm trying to say is like, even the people that we recognize as experts and are very smart people make mistakes and do things incorrectly.
Right. Or, maybe they didn't like, I don't know, I guess it could be classified as a mistake, but maybe they don't make a mistake. They just did, something, they were just wrong.
You think of a medical expert and you're like, that person doesn't that person, even though they're an incredibly skilled doctor and all that stuff, that doesn't mean they're a statistician. That doesn't mean they're a data expert. They might not know the ramifications of presenting data a certain way versus another way. So it's like, this doctor who's an amazing medical expert checks COVID on a box.
Well,
and like to them, they're like, I'm doing my job. But from a data analysis perspective, you're like, well, that's not helping us reach the conclusions that we want to help reach. Or maybe it is, and they're using that bad data for that, right? Like,
but you gotta assume not all these people don't have malicious intents, right?
There's absolutely some people out there.
Some totally, but you gotta assume the majority probably doesn't.
It's Hanlon's razor is basically what we're talking about, which is assume stupidity over malicious intent.
One's just more likely than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again,
rules to live by. Hanlon's razor.
I'm not trying to demean someone by saying that. Maybe ignorant is a better word than stupid.
Yeah.
Stupidity, but
you're not a stupid person. You're just
ignorant.
Yeah.
Which I've actually preached long and hard about the word ignorant. I get kind of upset about that word because of its hard negative connotations.
Yeah.
But what is so bad about just saying, you don't know this? You're calling someone ignorant. You're saying you don't know this.
I listen to a lot of like political podcasts, and they bring up like various like events in history and documents and papers that people wrote that I just like am unaware of.
Yeah.
Or am like vaguely aware of, but they know in like in-depth detail.
They can call it out, right? Yeah.
They know like ramifications of certain things.
Right.
I'm like, man, that's incredibly interesting. And it's just like, when in my life would I have ever been able to know that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've never been, like, some of the things I've listened to and stuff, it's like, there's never been an opportunity for me to learn about X. And it's like, why would I look down upon myself for not knowing that then?
Can you think of all the time that was wasted in your high school and elementary years of like learning dumb fuck shit, or even like just taking personal electives that it's like I took a field. Some people probably got a lot out of it, maybe, but like I took like a field botany class. I just went outside, looked at trees and bushes, and like wrote down things about them and classified them. Mind you, there are things about that I still know today where I'm like, kind of a cool fact.
I don't know
no idea.
Single thing.
Did you know that there's a differentiation between some trees that like buds grow on the same side of the branch and buds that alternate?
No.
Very interesting. Not really, but kind of.
My one fun fact that I know about botany is that they are fractal, like forests and stuff, down to the trees and branches and how they grow, are a representation of fractals.
What is a fractal?
A fractal is a shape that as you go, like if you're going to take a microscope on said shape, it would keep repeating the shape to infinity.
Oh, whoa, cool.
So
like plant cells, you're saying? Or
so no, here, let me like look at you guys should look it up. Look up a fractal on the podcast. I'm going to show Nick here. You've probably seen
I get what
videos
you
of
mean
these
by
shapes.
a fractal. Yeah, I get that process. But so I'm asking what part of a tree does that?
Yeah, so you see like this bigger shape right here.
Yeah.
And then, so say this whole shape is the forest.
Yeah.
This is the tree.
Yeah.
This is the branch.
Yeah.
And like as you go, like the forest grows in this shape, and then that tree, how it grows, is also to some degree representative of how that forest is growing.
Totally.
And then the branches off of that tree are representative of how that tree is growing. Like
so you look at a specific cell in a branch, and you can more or less see like just from this cell.
Yeah, I don't know about the cell
level.
Yeah,
like, you can tell from a branch. Oh, this is how this forest is.
Theoretically, I think that in some cases that's true,
right?
Or at least like that's, or maybe it's like a theory that I learned about. That's I can't remember. I was, but I was, because fractals are like incredibly interesting to me because they represent infinity and predictability at the same time, which is kind of a weird concept.
Very weird. I mean, it's
because if you think about it, infinity, like I always think this: if our universe is infinite, truly infinite, which
you can't fathom,
I'm skeptical.
Can't fathom that.
Sure, I'm skeptical of.
Why?
Because
the fact that we exist in such perfect conditions.
Okay, so
shouldn't that be proof enough?
So here's the thing.
Anything.
Let me put it this way. The idea is that all matter, all known matter, and that's the key, is known. It was condensed into a ball or whatever, some kind of sphere shape, and then it exploded, and that's what we call the Big Bang, and it's ever expanding, and we're learning more and more every day because more light is reaching us every day. But we know that it's expanding, right? We know that there's an outward force and that we have a limited view because of how light works and reaches us.
Right.
What if, just by random and just the definition of infinity, there was another Big Bang, like trillions and trillions and trillions or whatever the number is away from us?
The likelihood is high if you're going to say that.
If you're saying the universe is infinite,
right,
truly infinite, then why aren't there multiple Big Bangs that have happened since our Big Bang or beyond that? And if that's the case, like they're eventually those, whatever you would call those things, because we live in galaxies and the like multiple universes at that point are colliding.
Yeah.
And then, so if that's the case, which maybe, like, that's why I'm skeptical, is because we have no idea, right? Like, to us, it's like, well, not to us, because to scientists, apparently, that there's no evidence that that's the case as of my awareness. But if that's the case, and it's truly infinite, and there's so much randomness to have multiple Big Bangs like that, then there, like, theoretically, right? Okay. There could be another us
Yeah.
out there in the infinite podcasting simultaneously with us, because that's like literally the definition of infinite and randomness.
Right. That there's everything that could happen happens, and what are the odds that it just doesn't happen again?
Or that it does happen simultaneously because it's infinite and random.
Right.
So getting to the fractal point, fractals would suggest that there is some concept of infinity, but not necessarily randomness.
Yeah, which makes sense. Like you said, like it's not that this other universe with another us podcasting at the same time exists. That's not random.
Well, what I'm saying,
caused by other things, just like how we were caused.
Sure, and that's kind of the devs concept. You should look into that show on Hulu.
Yeah.
But what I mean is that from a fractal perspective, you might say the universe beyond the fractal is infinite, potentially just empty space, but that there is some order to even infinity, that we might be the only Big Bang and matter within an infinitely sized universe. I don't know. It's just weird to think about.
Well, because think of it this way. I can't count to 100 without getting bored out of my mind. Okay,
Mr. Beast.
Okay, I can't fucking count that high without getting bored out of my mind.
Okay, let's open this great boy.
Okay, and nonetheless count to 1,000. Nonetheless count to 10,000. I can't fathom seeing 100,000 of something most days of my life. I can't imagine. I cannot fathom at one time seeing millions of something at one time. And so if I can't even fathom millions, how the fuck can I fathom infinite? You know what I mean?
Sure. I'll put it this way. If there's someone out there watching this for some reason that is way smarter than us on this topic and would like to talk about infinity and fractals and universe and all that good stuff, yeah, I knew you weren't going to like this. This is like a wine boy.
I should have poured this when Josh and Lauren were here. They would have fucking loved this shit. Yeah. This is terrible.
And I knew, I told you it's not what you're going to think it was.
It's terrible.
This is going to be your version of like these to me.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, you will. You'll be like, wow, it's pretty good. I like this one. Good job. Good pick. You'll finish this one.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting concept, and I don't know. It's cool. I like thinking about these things.
Yeah, I mean, I could just talk forever about it, right? I mean, we can have infinite conversations about infinity. So,
okay.
Not as bad as I thought, based off smell. This is much more sweet and tart than it is dry. It smells dry and whiny as fuck.
It's a little chalky in the sense of candy cigarettes.
I don't agree. I do know what candy cigarettes are. They used to.
You just don't agree.
I just don't agree. There used to be a pack that had Spider-Man on them.
Just think wine flavored candy cigarettes. That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's a little chalky to me.
Nah.
But hey, we have a multitude of different beers. Our experiences are going to be different. So
accurate. Yeah, your glass might be cleaner than mine, or vice versa. Who knows? Got a lot going on in these glasses at this point. We decided up front. We said, you know what? We're not going to enjoy this. I'm not going to fuck around with like 6 different glasses. Like, let's just fucking just go for it. The whole time, right? We didn't bring that up. The whole time, we was like, "What the fuck you doing? You can't pour that in the same. But how are you going to give an accurate?" You don't fucking care. You just don't.
Yeah.
This is the best of them all so far.
I agree.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Honestly,
this is pretty good though. I did like this, but yeah,
this might beat the hazy, TBH.
I actually like this a lot. It's too sweet for me.
Yes, a little tart for me. Fucking wild ale. What is this? I want to know actually what kind of beer this is, because they don't fucking ever tell you this shit.
Like, on grapes, bro.
We just throw fruit and grain into a barrel and let it be. Can you just tell me what beer you brewed? I need classification. I need order.
So I'm familiar with this kind of beer. Whoops. Simply because I've had a couple like beers from Italy or brewed in Italy or something that are very similar to this. So I was like, okay, I kind of know what I'm getting into.
Yeah, untap that, please.
Uh,
They're gonna try to tell you actually what kind of beer it is. The actual brewing company is not gonna tell you what kind of beer it is. They don't even fucking say it on the bottle.
They do.
Do they though?
Yeah, because they have a left hand and they have a right hand.
That makes a lot of sense and is really cool, actually.
So left hand is a bier sur lie, or I don't know. I'm not a linguist. Or a beer that has spent time on grape must. After making right hand path, we push an oak aged saison.
Gross.
Onto the remaining Sangiovese type of grape skins and let it rest for a few months. The resulting beer is an absolute crusher and a delicate pink color. I think they're talking about the left hand path there. But I think it's probably fairly similar. Their website sucks ass.
Yes, it does. It is horrible.
It's just like it's just like a blog.
Hire me now. Hire me now to fix your website, guys. Come on, get your shit together.
Yo,
Where the fuck you from?
We don't even have a website, so I don't know what you're on about.
Yo, because I don't got the tools. I actually do have the tools.
Right Hand Path is a bit of a beer wine hybrid. Brewed initially as a saison with buckwheat, this beer went through fermentation in oak and aged. Fermentation in oak. I don't like how they put that. This beer went through fermentation in oak and aged for a number of months before being transferred onto a barely legal amount of Sangiovese, I don't know, grapes with Brett Anonymous. I don't technical terms. Once stable is bottled, conditioned, bright red and lightly carbonated, closely resembles a Frizzante Lambrusco. There you go.
You want to read this weird shit about this style of beer? So the beer Sir Lee's.
No, that's the left hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, beer Sir Lee. Lees are deposits of dead yeast or residual yeast and other particles that precipitate or are carried by the action of finding to the bottom of a vat of wine after fermentation and aging. What was the right one called? What did the right one call
it? Basically, they took a saison.
I want to read the word. Tell me what the words, because that one said beer Sir Lee.
Jesus Christ!
The fuck did the other one say? I want to know.
I want to know.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I was into it. I read the first one and I was in it then. There it is. What was that one?
Okay, listen.
What was that one?
Brewed initially as a saison with buckwheat.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I know you said all this.
I was about to repeat the rest of this, and you're like, no. I want to know what it says. This beer went through fermentation in oak. I don't even say like a barrel or what. Fermentation in oak and aged for a number of months before being transferred into a barely legal amount of Sangiovese grapes.
I'm sorry, barely legal amount?
Yeah.
Is there a legal amount of grapes one can have?
Maybe.
I just, whoa, yeasty shit right there.
Yeah, Brett Anonymous?
Oh, Brett, yeah.
I know it's Brett.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how to say that word.
Brett Anonymous.
Yeah. But yes, a Brett.
The non-spore-forming genus of yeast. Red Italian wine grape.
The blood of Jupiter.
Very specific type of grape. Check this out.
Yeah.
That's the smell that I'm getting for sure from this. Obviously, it impacts the taste as well, but again, it's pretty sweet and tart as well. So it kind of, the wine flavors are blended well. But smell, really, really heavy, like dry red wine smell. Like this just fucking smells like communion. Bone dry low, my fucking asshole.
Well, you throw some Brett yeast into it, and maybe I don't know.
True.
Sweet balsamic, I get that.
Totally. Yeah. No, it's not bad, dude. It's not bad. Good job, right? Hand bath standard brewing, ale aged on grapes. Good job.
All right, let's pop
From Seattle, by the way.
this hazy.
After you, my friend.
I'm excited to see what this the remainder of this will do to the hazy.
Oh, yeah.
Might leave a little bit in the glass, just a little bit.
I'm not going to leave any. And trust me, it's going to taint the flavor enough. It's just so tart. Like, I get it, right? Like, I get it. Like, if I'm like, man, I really want some fruit right now. I wish I had some raspberries. And someone's like, here you go. And you'll get drunk. Cool. Someone says, would you like a beer? I go, yeah. And they're like, what do you want? And I'm like, whatever. And they hand me this? Fuck you.
You say an ale?
Yeah, fuck you. That's just rude, really.
I'd have an ale.
I'll have an
Can I
ale.
do that?
There you go. First off, fuck you.
Yikes.
Fuck
No,
you.
I would be like, okay. Interesting.
No.
Interesting.
I don't understand what about this. Like, does this have hops in it? Like, is this that's what I'm saying. Like, you call this a beer. Does this have hops in it? Does it have any grain?
Yeah.
I don't know how it works at all. I did, yeah.
It's a
the grain.
saison.
Yeah. What? That's true, right? That is the base, yeah.
Now
Buckwheat. What the hell is
now,
buckwheat?
especially with the grapes, they're probably introducing some
Different sugars.
wild
That too.
yeast,
Yeah.
sugars. That's gonna, there's a lot that goes into it. Probably there's a lot of sciencey things. Probably.
Yeah, like this batch is unreplicatable.
Sure.
I'm gonna go with that.
It'll probably taste similar, right? But I think when you get into wild ales, like there is some aspect of randomness to everything.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it's a fractal.
Totally.
Yeah,
I might dislike this the most. No, that's not true. Not the most, but I might dislike this. I might dislike this more than the last one. The last one was actually pretty tasty. I didn't hate that.
Why do you not like the hazy little thing? Because you and I agree. It's just not.
The last time I had it was the first time I had it. And my sole opinion was, that's it?
I think similar but different. Same but different. My response was, and I think it's your response to the fresh squeezed. Why?
Yeah.
What's your purpose? Like you're not hazy, but you're a pale. Like why?
What?
Why are you the way that
What?
you are?
Yeah. Why are you? I don't know, man. Again, got a lot of weird ass flavor in here now, so it's gonna be a little different. But
Now I think part of that is that we probably drink beer.
yo, honestly though, sorry to interrupt you, but after all this
I'm sure
smells so fucking good.
I think part of that is we probably drink beer different than everyone else. So everyone else can just be like, oh, I like this. And you and I are like, anytime we drink a beer, you're like, what do I like about this? And
100%.
you drink a beer like this and you're like, I really don't like that much about it.
Do I like this more than something else I've had? Is another thing. We always are comparing everything we did drink to everything we've had.
Yeah.
You know? So that's another huge aspect. No, this is actually pretty fucking good this time around, in my opinion. And maybe it's because I just drank chocolate raspberry death, but it's pretty good. I know.
I never thought it was a bad beer.
No, I never thought it was bad either.
I like hazel,
but
I
thought I was going to be let down.
Okay,
and I wasn't let down.
No, I didn't think it was. I enjoy hazel.
You put it first. Are we?
No.
Okay, because I was going to put them as a tie personally.
I was gonna put this over it, but if you want to put them as a tie, I'll accept it. The reason why I think this is just like for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like even though you don't like it, you do have to admit, like, you can tell they knew what they were doing.
No, I didn't dislike it.
I just mean, like, it's not your beer style of preference.
Right. Yeah. No, but it's not bad. It's not bad. And that's why I can say that, right? Is because I understand what they're going for. I think they did a good job. And for someone like me who is quite, not only am I just like you where I'm like partial towards IPAs and such, I'm quite against this like saisons and like that style of beer.
To me, it's very much, it doesn't taste like it, but it's very much like the Bing Cherry from E9, where like I was pleasantly surprised that like they accomplished capturing the taste of that fruit, and then also like some of the hops and bitterness and like good tart to sweet profile. Like I think I can't remember what we had the last time we were at E9, but we tried one that sounded interesting, and like none of us liked it. We were like, it's just
no.
Not.
It was not like the Bing Cherry. The Bing Cherry was like
you're like, I can see how someone would like.
Yeah,
this.
wow, like, this is not like it's not for me, but like I'm going to finish what I've got because it's not bad, and like I definitely understand like why this is good. And that's like why we're doing it, right? Because like I hope to someday, like it's never gonna happen, but I would love to go to E9 and be like, let me get something like that. Like let me get something like a Bing Cherry. Like I want it. It's not just that like, oh, I'm gonna try it just to see. Like that is what I want to drink right now. I don't know if I'm gonna ever get there. Like I don't know if I'm ever gonna order it over like a good IPA, but you know, somewhere on the spectrum, right?
Yeah. I mean, so if you haven't watched our Pints episodes, every Sunday, 10 a.m.
You go to E9.
We visit breweries around Tacoma, and eventually we'll probably expand, but, non-COVID willing.
That's the thing. We've gone to E9 a lot because we don't know what's open. We don't really feel like branching out to find out what's open because I don't want to go somewhere and have them be closed. I don't really want to fucking call somewhere. We know E9's open, so we've been going there a lot.
And we don't know how much brews are brewing, but we know E9 pretty well, right? So far.
Yes.
Since we've gone there so much.
Honestly, yeah.
Unfortunate that they're not doing a fresh hop.
Yeah.
I hope that decision changes. But yes, we get it.
I mean, it doesn't work that way.
I know. They either decided to buy it or they didn't.
Yeah, I would say orders are in.
But it's like you could wish.
You can wish. Yeah. Next year.
Yeah. Just unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the Pints episodes, the vast majority as of late have been us branching outside of IPAs, pale ales, all that stuff. We drink pretty much whatever. If it's on the menu and we haven't had it yet, we will probably expect to drink it at some point. So it's interesting. If you want to hear, like, if you don't like IPAs, it's good content because we don't just drink IPAs. If you do like IPAs, but you're like, hey, I want to know more about this beer, what it tastes like, or you just want to like kind of hear about different beers.
I think that's the coolest part, at least for me, right? Where you have IPA drinkers trying like a stout, or you have IPA drinkers drinking this fucking tart wild ale. Not our wheelhouse. So, but I think it's cool for other IPA drinkers where they're like very skeptical and trying that kind of shit. Because myself, I don't really want to try that shit either. But what I do want to do is expand my beer horizons, and I don't ever want in it. It's most of my life it's outside of the beer realm, but it translates into the beer realm where like I don't want to just become comfortable and just do the same shit over and over again. Like I want to try new stuff. So
new things, new ideas, always beneficial.
Absolutely.
Even if it reinforces what you already believe or you already think or what you already like, that's just, gives you another reason to like what you like.
Exactly. 100%. So it's like you can never have too many facts, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, I think, It was a time going through your fridge. Thanks for letting us go through your fridge today, Levi.
Yeah.
It was a time.
It was something special. Glad to have you guys on the journey
We did it.
with us. And we'll see you next week on the next podcast.
Or on Friday for Place, if you like video games.
Sundays for pints if you like beer.
Sure.
Which,
I think
if you're listening to the podcast this far, you probably like beer. Probably.
most likely. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah. See you guys.